Hey guys, this is SanchoWest, and this is my Fortnite Battle Royale tips and tricks video. Now, let's just go ahead and call this Making It to the In-Game Tips and Tricks version 1.0. Now, this is going to be off the cuff. I'm going to go ahead and break things down to you as it happens on the screen. I got a lot of tips. We're going to go ahead and start with the opening phase, and I just want to stress I'm not the end-all be-all. More tips are welcome in the comment selection down below. Now, you want to double-check your landing. What that means is make sure you have everything accounted for. The people, if you see loot down below, this is very important. And also what's very important is understanding these blue hit markers right here to speed up your scavenging. You want to go ahead and make sure you got your target reticle on them to break things down. Now, the one thing I want you guys to walk away from this opening phase is establishing a loot route. Form some sort of habit so you get used to seeing things and get used to knowing where loot is. I know there are things spawn randomly, but the less random number generators games happen, the better. Also, an important thing is avoid the dead shoulder. Right now, this game does not have a shoulder swap on console, so avoid finding people on that left side and make sure they're on your right side. Eventually, they'll add a shoulder swap, and this will be, you won't have to deal with this, but I always keep people on the live shoulder. You see that potion right there? Always drink the shield potion. I cannot stress this more than enough. Always drink it. And again, avoid the dead shoulder. This is what gets me killed most of the time when people flank me on that left side. I got to keep people on my right side, and like I said, I keep that as the live shoulder. Now, this game is very complicated. It takes a while to get used to. Let's go ahead and break down this HUD, okay? Now, the first things first is you're going to go ahead and look on the bottom left side below my logo, I apologize, is the kill feed. Keep tabs on this kill feed because you want to make sure whoever's in your area, if they're alive or dead, and this is a great way to know. Also, here's your map. The purple is the storm. That's how much time you have until the next movement. The next icon is how many people are left in the arena, and the skull is how many people you killed. Now, here is right below that is the inventory and your materials. Pretty much wood, brick, and iron. The way it works is every 10 of those parts equals a wall or a ceiling or a ramp. And then right below that is what you have in your kit. You have your pickaxe, and then of course whatever all available slots. Above that is your building thing where you switch over to hit circle. All of these kinds of things you need to get very comfortable with moving in and out of, and that just takes practice. Now, that's all right there that's happening in the HUD, and let's go ahead and move on to this whole thing about looting and scavenging. The most important thing is find golden loot boxes. Those are the things that are going to give you powerful weapons such as a scar and higher level of rare items and potions. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you a little baby mini technique right now. As you can see, I am jam-packed full, but I really need this shield potion. It's very important to have. So what you're going to do is a quick drop, go over to the item you want to swap out, and then click the item you want to pick up, or hit square in this sense, and then boom, you have it right there. Now you're going to drop that med kit. Now make sure you use the shield potion, and then go back and then pick up that med kit. And again, always drink it. You will be surprised by how people don't. Loot the green ammo boxes. These ammo boxes are a must, especially in game when ammo gets crazy. You want to make sure you find these bad boys. Also, organize your kit. It's very important to organize your kit. Make sure you have your primary and secondary all set up, especially for consoles. The next tip that I want to talk about is pay attention to sound. I know this is a very obvious tip, but seriously, pay attention to sound. This game provides a lot of hints on where people are with their footsteps, and especially if they're building something and if they're switching ammo or switching weapons. All that kind of stuff is vital for your survival, especially in the beginning stages. And have a creative aggression side of you. What does that mean, you may ask? Is be creative, attack people from different flanks, coming from above, use the tires to jump up. All these kinds of things are open in this game. Fortnite is unbelievable, and that's my favorite part about Fortnite, is using this creativity, the building tools. Let's go ahead and show that again. It gets very complicated on console. You got to go ahead and hit circle, make sure you have that, tab over to triangle, and then build up. These are the things you got to be, very comfortable with as time goes on. And again, you're going to have to practice with it. In this situation, we go ahead and build up and take the action to the top of the barn. I go ahead, nice little mini flank right here, and shoot him with that burst rifle, which is quite deadly at a range. And again, have that creative aggression because it's going to definitely open you up to some awesome plays. Now, me personally, I like to stand still while shooting. And of course, if someone's shooting at you, you're going to have to move left and right. But if you have to jump on someone, stand still because you'll get greater accuracy. Also, crouching increases accuracy as well. All things come into play to be able to get those long distance shots, taking meter shots, peppering your shots. All those things are important, and headshots, of course, are vital. Those are the things that are going to be able to destroy someone and easily take out people's shields, especially in the mid game. We'll get more to that later. Aim for the neck areas, so if you miss the headshot, you'll at least get a body shot and you'll be able to down someone easily. And now, as you can see, I'm a big fan of the SCAR. Now, here's a quick thing about quick looting. Now, what you're gonna do is pull out your pickaxe and walk over and spam square. Now, by having your pickaxe open, it means you won't accidentally swap out a weapon, and this will allow you to get through a loot situation really fast. Let's go ahead and see that again. I pull out the pickaxe and I go ahead and spam square, and that is very important in the beginning. Now, let's talk about the mid game. One, congratulations that you made it to the mid game. Not a lot of people do. But when you do, you want to go ahead and scavenge building materials because it's going to be very important for the end game. Here's a quick tip. Hit the structure's base. And the best thing about that is because when you hit the structure's base, the hit markers, those bonus hit markers that I talked about at the beginning, spawn closer together, and you'll be able to take out that structure and scavenge those building materials. Now, in the mid game, it's all about getting to the center circle as fast as possible. My loot route usually ends up me being outside the circle very, very late. And you gotta have heals to survive the storm. Toggle sprint resets after you're looking around, so you gotta be mindful of that, because a lot of the times when I was sprinting, I'm like, why am I stopped sprinting? It's because I looked around left or right. So be mindful of that and double check that you're sprinting, and always work your way towards the center as fast as possible. These storm circles are very aggressive and you could get caught on the outside. Once you're on the edge of the circles getting into it, build what I like to call a hill shack to avoid getting picked off by a guy who's camping out of those edges. Quickly build a one by, which we'll get into a little bit later, and heal up. These could save your life in a quit situation, as well help take advantage of those people who are camping out of those edges. As you can see in this next clip that's about to pop up, I'll go ahead and pop a steel heal shack, and I quickly get to 75%. The bandages only heal up to 75%. And just going to show you this quick tip about how to build a door, because it took me a while to figure out. You hit circle or edit, you go ahead and tap the shoot with the trigger button, and you go ahead and make a door. And in this clip, things get kind of crazy. Again, I kept them on the live shoulder, avoided the dead shoulder. Now, you want to look for dust clouds, because in the mid game, it's all about open spaces, and you're going to see a lot of people booking it, running it away. If you see a dust cloud, then you're going to go ahead and push that person because they don't see you coming. And you want to use terrain as natural cover. A lot of people get tempted to build walls and things of that sort, but that will give away your position. If you use the natural cover, the dips, the valleys, things of that sort, you'll be able to surprise a lot of players. Also, you crouch walking is key. It minimizes your sound and it gives you a nice opportunity to sneak up from people from behind, as you can see right here. Now, you made the mid game, and now you're at the end game. We're talking about top 30, top 25 situations, and these tips will help you get to that lucrative top 10. Whew, and things get crazy in this part right here. This is my favorite part of the game because a lot of people are building forts, so that's why explosives are key. RPGs, grenades, grenade launchers. As you can see here, guy built a little mini one by, went ahead to work, blew that up, and went to finish it off with a SCAR. So explosives are key. In this little clip right here, we have a nice little grenade launcher action. I see some people. Now, I do say people because at the time of this video, people were teaming, which is a no-no. But the explosives are perfect for destroying bases, and it's perfect for making people nervous, especially in those end circles. And it's just perfect for making people waste their materials. If they run out of materials, you're going to be able to destroy their cover, and that's the best part. As you can see right here, not moving that much to get the quick fire, peppering my shots. As you can see, I did say they're firing teamers, and I'm not moving a lot. Especially on console, you know, the aim assist does help right there. As you can see, I am doing the quick loot method, getting on my pickaxe, making sure I get all the material I needed. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick drop right there, drop my med kit, use that potion, always drink the potion. And let me go back to what I was talking about, the one by. Now, the one by is a common fort that you build near the end game. This is something you're building inside the circles. It's 4 walls, no floor. You build a ramp, you repeat, and you jump. You could jump at the same time. So you're gonna go ahead and put the ramp up, jump, and hit the button to go ahead and build it, and that will allow you to get to the second floor. These are very common. You're going to find a lot of people building it near the end circles, the last 3 circles. And this is great for, establishing sight lines and things like that. I like building the 1 by because it takes up the less resources, and more importantly, it makes you agile and you won't go ahead and get committed, because believe me or not, you're going to go ahead and fall in love with some of these forts that you make. And this is what I like about Fortnite. This is the best part about it. This is right here what separates it and makes it a unique battle royale. It's the ability to build these forts and then basically have like a siege moment right here, or all these kinds of crazy. And right here is where I get carried away, because once you build the 1 by, you can kind of fan it out, and what I like to call build satellite tops and things of that sort. You'll see a lot of people online or on streams build these kinds of things, and they just allow you to cover more area. Now, the dangers of building a fort like this expansive, or what I like to call this exotic, is, of course, like I said previously, you could create sight lines and things of that sort, but as you can see, you're gonna run out of materials at some point. And even though as awesome this looks, I absolutely I'm like, wow, I usually get floored on how quick people could build certain types of things. We'll get more into about setting traps and things like that in the future guides. I'll get more into how to build a quick fort, things of that sort. I find that being on console, personally, it's a little bit harder to build a fort using a controller versus like a PC. People could easily build one faster, but it is advantageous for you to build a fort in the end game. But like I said, you got to be careful building those exotic forts, because you're going to need materials to get away from the circle. And as you can see, the storm just destroyed me because I just ran out of stuff because I got too carried away building those awesome forts. Now, congratulations, now you're in the end game, and now you're in a top 10 situation. You're in a top 10 phase. Now, like I said myself, there's different methods of getting here. A lot of people, I like to have a little bit more aggressive. A lot of people like to land where there is no place. But once you're in a top 10 phase, this strategy seems to work for me. You want to secure your path of entry. So what do I mean by that? Is you want to make sure that where you're walking in, your point of entry, there's no one behind you, and there's no one gonna flank you or come from behind. So you want to make sure you clear that out before you're moving in. So basically, with a blue storm line, once you establish that point, you're gonna go ahead and keep walking in and make sure you're completely covered. So as you can see, if you look on the map right there, I'm on the great edge right there. I'm looking on the outside. That is the open side. The slow side is across the side of the circle. I'd go ahead and did that quick loot situation right there. I'm pretty much want to get to circles early. So a lot of things in Players Unknown Battlegrounds as well is the circle is a big factor in the end, and it will constantly push you, and you don't want that to be another enemy. You don't want your hand to be forced by the storm. You want to go ahead and be the one that is setting the rules. You want to be the one in control of the situation. You want to be the one having all the time in the world to build your 1 bys and things like that. So like I said previously, you want to build your 1 bys along the edges or the center. Do know that if you build it in the center, you're going to get a lot of traffic. You can get a lot of attention as well. And be mindful of that is when people could see you building as well. And you got to watch out for RPGs. You got to watch out for explosives. A lot of people like to build an outer wall within their 1 by, but you got to have a lot of materials in that. So these are the things you need to think about in the top 10 situation. And this footage right here is coming from my Twitch channel. Ooh, I had to watch that. It's from my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/SanchoWest, and this is going to be a win situation. As you can see, I'm on the edge. I'm right on the edge. I'm in my 1 by. I have iron sides because it's going to take a little bit more damage, of course, than wood. Sometimes what I like to do in my 1 by is keep my wood for the ramps inside, because that way I could use the material like the iron and the brick for the outside. As you can see right here, I'm fanning out at this point, building a little satellite or flower. I don't know, I'm not 100% sure what I like to call these things. We'll make a guide establishing things in the future, what kind of forts work for it. Once I'm not going to make any kind of tips and tricks for you guys without me making sure that I understand what I'm doing and things of that. And one thing I want to stress is you only want to give away a position in a high kill percentage situation. So you don't want to shoot at somebody if you don't know that you're going to get that kill. and remember your training. You can see, I see that guy go ahead and do the things. I'm using my explosives. I got a decent kit. I got an AR, a blue AR, which is very nice, but I got RPGs, and it's going to go ahead and force his hand. Now, in this situation I want to talk about right now is you're going to have to expect a lot of people to have shotguns in this game. In fact, just assume everyone has a shotgun, especially in-game. So what you want to do is just be mindful of that. A lot of people like to go ahead and charge in, and that ends up being a 50-50. So put the odds in your favor. Go ahead, and what I see here in this situation is I back up from this situation, and I use my AR to my advantage. We'll get more into that in future guides. And again, guys, I'm making these guides so we could make the player pool better, and that way we could have better games overall. Yeah! Bang, bang, baby! Another quick tip before we go is you want to push 1v1s. So you see two people fighting, that's your opportunity to strike. And you can even do this with 1 HP. Hey, baby! Yes! Ooh! 1 HP, 2 HP the whole time? You can't. Thank you again for watching. This is SanchoWest. I really appreciate your time. And again, I did not expect to make this tips and tricks guide. I just decided to make it last minute. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you liked it, please like and share and subscribe to other players. Give this to new players or your friends that want to play this game. Again, thank you so much. And as always, oh yeah, peace. Adios.